Forbes India and Indeed present Top 30 Talent Leaders of 2025.
See, being recognized as one among the top 30 leaders of 2025 is obviously a proud moment. There's no doubt about it. This also is an affirmation of the talent acquisition strategies and the vision that I put in place for my function within my organization, right? It's also a testimony uh, that the team that I'm leading obviously is of a world class and is able to deliver the volumes, not just the volumes, but the qualitative volumes for the organization. So this recognition to me is not just to me alone, but for the whole of my team that I'm leading currently. So the moment of my talent acquisition journey, which I'm most proud of, would be uh, the trust and the confidence that I got from my mentors and from my leaders during this journey, right? Because of that trust and confidence, it gave me an opportunity, or rather, multiple options to take significant risks, to try out multiple new things in the talent acquisition space. Because it is not that you will always do the things right in the first go. Hence, it is very important to be surrounded by the leaders or by the team, right? Which gives you an opportunity or options to try out multiple things. You'll fail multiple times, will succeed as well at the same time. So I think I was lucky enough to be surrounded by such individuals who helped me nurture my career in this journey. Well, the first and the most important is agility. You need to be agile in the fastest changing talent landscape. In this scenario, agility is the key. That's the most important aspect to it. Number two is your reference to the data. It is very, very important that you make decisions basis the data that you have in hand. And third, and the most important, while you can rely on technology, which is extremely important, there's no doubt about it, but at the same time, never lose focus or sight on the people. Talent acquisition can be driven by technology, but at the end of the day, it is very important that you give human touch to the process. So, extremely important not to lose sight on people. See, the role of a talent acquisition leader has definitely changed in the past couple of decades, if I look at it, right? It was more about filling the jobs initially, but over a period of time, it's more than delivering the numbers. It is all about how you're delivering quality at the same time with the quantity and ensuring you're doing it well within the time. See, if you look at it, the current talent landscape, time is essence. That's the most important aspect. If you're not reacting, if you're not nimble, if you're not agile, you're going to lose that talent. So it is very, very important for a talent acquisition leader to be far more strategic. That's one. It's very important for a talent acquisition leader right now to look at the data and make those decisions specific to the strategized decision basis the data that you have in hand. So the journey, obviously, if you look at the transformation of a leader, has been more from an individual contributor, from just delivering numbers, to more of a strategic leader. The talent acquisition job is all about finding the right talent, right? So that's what the key is. When you're looking for a talent, it's not just about the skills, right? It is about the learnability. It is about the adaptability. It is about the flexibility in an individual, right? So essentially, when I look for the folks, I don't look for the people who are plug and play. I definitely look for at the same time individuals who are scalable, who can be learned, who can be groomed further, right? So typically, if you look at it, right, my own teams, my personal experience, right, I believe in hiring folks from the campuses, all these freshers, right, be the engineers or the B schoolers in my team, right, and with time, just invest on them, nurture on them, right. So it's all about the learnability and adaptability. To me, that's the key. The biggest challenge for the talent leaders in the coming years would be balancing the speed of hiring and ensuring at the same time that the quality is not compromised. That's going to be the key, right? Because it is all about the race against the time. It is all about the time. If you're not nimble, like I said earlier, if you're not agile, right, you miss on the talent. When you miss on the talent, it's somebody else, the competition, which is getting the edge. So it's very, very important for a talent acquisition leader to ensure that the timing is right. Now, for that, obviously, it is extremely important to build upon certain tools. For example, reliance on technology is extremely important. But then at the same time, don't let your process be 100% driven by the technology, because talent acquisition is extremely human centric process. So while technology would be there to aid you, to support you, it is very important that a talent acquisition leader is also personally involved into the process. Well, if I weren't a talent acquisition leader, then probably I would have been a strategist in the Formula F1 pit team, because I love precision, I love speed, I love making decisions at the nick of the time, which can change the game instantaneously. Well, if I would have one superhero ability, then I would love to pause the time, because in talent acquisition, timing is the essence. So if you can pause the time, then essentially you can change the game in your favor. So the most unusual talent that I've come across in my career is an individual who has this massive stammering problem. Uh, Initially, we thought we are going to rule out the candidate from the candidature, but eventually we evaluate the individual, and that individual turned out to be one of the best coders in the organization in the subsequent year. So that was a big learning as well to me at the same time. That just don't go by the appearance of an individual. Unless you evaluate an individual thoroughly on all the parameters, don't arrive onto the conclusion. Well, I've been fortunate enough to work with multiple leaders during the course of my career. Not just the leaders, but my colleagues, even my reportees. I've learned a lot of things for them. But if you ask me who's going to be my hero, probably it's going to be myself. Not that I do everything right, it's not the case, but I genuinely believe my actions, my thoughts, or my workings, my doings, whatever I'm doing, right, it's actually I'm responsible for it. So in a way, I look upon to myself as my own hero. Well, it's a preparation. My day starts the night before. So essentially, when I'm starting the next day, it's from the night I get into that particular mode and think about it and strategize how is it I'm going to plan my activities for the next day. Well, my one advice to all the talent leaders is embrace change, invest in learning, right? The talent acquisition landscape is changing almost daily at a much faster pace. So unless we keep on adapting to change on a daily basis, it's going to be very difficult to survive. Also, at the same time, technology is catching up, AI is catching up in a much faster way. Yes, we will have to embrace technology, we will have to embrace AI in the process, but don't lose the human touch in the talent acquisition process.
Forbes India and Indeed present Top 30 Talent Leaders of 2025.